Hi, it's Ellie, and we're going to be talking about the 4 secrets that you need to build the perfect relationship. If you like this video and would like to consider subscribing to my channel, I would really appreciate it, and let's get right into it. So the reason that most relationships fail is because people go into the relationship with the wrong impression that they need a partner to make themselves whole, and they're looking for their other half. They think that they need to find their soulmate in order to do life and be happy in life. This is a really sad way to start any relationship because you are going into it without being resourceful in ways that you can serve the other person and your relationship as a whole, to have room for something beautiful to grow because of your love for one another. And everything that you do for your partner or for the relationship shouldn't be because of obligation, but rather your will for both of you to have a partner to do life with. Most people don't really learn about this until later in life, once they start realizing that their partner isn't fulfilling them in ways per se, or when they start to feel like there's something missing in their relationship. And this is really sad because they don't understand the gravity and the importance of making a long-term commitment like a marriage would be. And they go through that relationship with a lot of suffering and misunderstandings and harboring resentment, which really does affect the happiness of both partners in the marriage or relationship, especially if we're talking about a long-term one. The good news, though, is that it's never late to shift and to improve your relationship and leave the past in the past. But in order to do this, you need to accept yourself and accept your partner and learn to be a wholesome individual on your own. So you see, the paradox of having a successful, happy relationship is that you have to learn to be happy all on your own before you're able to give and serve the individual that is with you or what you guys have together. Once you learn to fulfill your own needs, accept yourself, and be happy, you will leave room for nothing else but a happy relationship to come into your life. So if you're already in a relationship and you are noticing that there's something missing, it's not too late, and there are other options available other than leaving that relationship, ending it, and so forth, if you're willing to do the work. Because I do have to tell you, it will take a lot of work from you to make that happen. But if you do, and that's something that you're willing to do, your relationship will later thank you for it. Or I should say that you will be really happy with the relationship you end up with if you apply these principles. So once you learn to accept yourself, tend to yourself, show yourself endearment, and be sure of who you are, be happy with who you are, 99% of your relationship problems will disappear. Once you are able to self-serve your emotional needs, your physical needs, and value your own experiences, you will be able to think about building a life legacy, living out your purpose, and carrying out accomplishments that you set out to complete as a couple. So when you do these things for yourself, you will be more understanding of yourself and others. You will leave no room for stuff that doesn't serve you or your ambitions. You will be able to accept other human beings and be an overall happier human being yourself. You will have a lot more compassion towards others, and you will feel accomplished in life. If you don't do anything that I'm talking about here, you're going to continue bickering about everything with your partner and overall having a negative mindset. You will feel that your partner isn't good enough. You may even resort to blaming others. Overall, you're more likely to be hurtful and argumentative. You might find yourself comparing your relationship to others, or yourself or your partner to other people. Either way, your life is your own, and whichever path you decide to walk on, you will keep receiving more and more of those things in your life. So if you are consciously searching for things that you do want to see in your life more, and you learn to integrate those things that aren't serving you into ways that are, there will be room for nothing else but happiness and the perfect partner in your life. So let's go over these 4 things. Self-acceptance, being sure of yourself, tending to yourself, and showing yourself endearment. What do those big fancy words even mean? So the first one would be self-acceptance. And the main thing here is that you understand where you fall short in certain characteristics that you don't like about yourself, and you learn to accept those things. You learn to love yourself unconditionally, and you need to stop comparing yourself to someone that you see, especially on social media platforms that aren't real. You need to stop comparing yourself to your friend or your neighbor or whoever else you're trying to be more like, and focus more on yourself and the things that you bring to the world, which make you a valuable human being just because you exist. Self-acceptance really means that you're accepting yourself as the human that you are, and understanding that there are things that are imperfect about you, and not beating yourself up for it, not making yourself feel bad, not trying to change things and deny yourself, but being okay with being who you are, finding the good things, and highlighting the things that you do like about yourself. A lot of this is just mindset stuff and things that you do internally, but whatever that you think about internally does reflect out on the outside, because it comes out in things like the way you treat people, the way that you choose to carry yourself, the way that you choose to even dress. Everything about you starts from the way that you think about yourself. So being very self-aware and understanding who you are is going to be vital for you to be happy in a relationship. The next thing would be to be sure of yourself. And this is a little bit different from accepting yourself, because this is taking it a step further. Being sure of yourself really is about knowing what you value, your core values, knowing what you want to accomplish in life, knowing the value that you have, and bringing it forward in everything that you do. There's a sense of confidence, and that confidence really comes from knowing that you are competent in dealing with any issues that come your way. Another aspect of being sure of yourself is also knowing what you accept and what you don't accept. As far as the way that others treat you, it is also really important to know what you value and what you want to see in your future, because that's the only way you're going to know who is compatible for you and who is not. The third tip is being able to tend to yourself, and this is in all aspects of your life, because you're in control of your life. You're in control of what happens to you, or rather I should say how you respond to things that happen to you. A lot of the things that we view as bad luck or things that are so negative are actually just a matter of perception, because a lot of other people are going through the same thing, and because they see it in a different way. Like, for example, if something bad happened in your relationship or in your life, and either beat yourself up for it, or you could choose to learn a lesson from this thing, learn how you would respond differently. And if this is hard for you to do, look at other people, like examples of how they carry themselves with grace through things that aren't the most beautiful parts of life, because we all face hardships. And it's not just about that, but it also ties into your physical body and being able to take care of yourself. And it could also be financially, it could be mentally, it could be spiritually, it could be in any way that contributes to bettering yourself, your life, and just being an independent human being. All of that would be considered tending to yourself. It's really helpful to develop healthy habits that help you. And I'm not just talking about diet and exercise. I'm talking about things that make you happier internally, things that you feel get you closer to the ideal version of yourself. And if you want material things like buying a home that you love, or a car that you want, or living in a certain area that you want, all of these things need to be provided to you by you, because nobody else is responsible for your life other than you. And I know it's a lot harder for people that are already in codependent situations, but there are workarounds. You just need to start training yourself to look for the opportunities, and they will present themselves. But if you take initiative for your own life, and if you decide that you are going to be responsible for your own happiness, it will serve you in the long term, so much so. The fourth thing that I want to talk about is endearment of self. This really is about how you talk to yourself. This is really about being the gentle reparenter in a lot of situations, because we do need to be able to regulate our own emotions sometimes sometimes process things that aren't comfortable within ourselves and choose to accept ourselves gently, lovingly, caringly, and in a way that positively impacts you. Because when you do these things, you don't have to put your own emotional baggage onto somebody else. And to be fair, that's not really their responsibility to try to make sure that you have your emotions in check. All of these 4 things need to be completed in a compassionate, self-caring way that isn't egoistic, and it's not narcissistic, and it's not ego-serving, but rather something that just makes you value yourself in a way that another person can't. You need to be your own best friend. Once you do these things for yourself, and I will try to bring up a lot more examples in the future, but I really hope that the basics are going to be useful to you. Once you master these 4 things that you do for yourself, it will be much easier for you to do that for other people. And when things happen in your life that are upsetting to you, it's going to be a lot easier for you to react in ways that serve you for your future, for your relationship, so that you are not chipping away at your own happiness and at a chance you and your partner to grow closer together. It's very easy for partners to get carried away at work or throughout the day with their struggles and things like that and take it out on each other, and or just not even knowingly just be in a bad mood, and it totally ruins the experience of what could have been had those 2 people been open and ready and present in their relationship. I really don't want that to be you. I really hope that you found this video helpful, and if you could, please let me know in the comments down below which of these resonated the most with you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.